It was like you were in my back pocket. Without you, I wouldn't have had the strength to say, right, this is my moment. This is my time. This is about time.
The power to do things and to get the proof was necessary for me. Going across the country seemed like a financial, what are you doing? But it was proof that we are powerful leaders. We are powerful people.
I really just want to thank you for the opportunity to rewire your brain. I was valuing things related to what I really want to do.
And a gentleman. Welcome to the Nerdy Music Talk Show. This is Sing by Numbers Live. We are live every Wednesday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. You see, we have a studio audience in the studio today, y'all. I have my mentor, my musical talk, one of my best friends on earth, and one of the most prolific music makers that I have ever had the pleasure of working with and witnessing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, the Viking Fight Fate Ren. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks
for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. As the credits were playing, I made this little sign saying, come and join us at singbynumbers.com/live for my Instagram. Because if you're watching on Instagram, you're not seeing all of the splendor that is Fight Ren, my amazing guest. And you're going to miss all the other things that we play, and you can't comment for us either. So come and join us, singbynumbers.com/live if you're watching on Instagram. And okay, let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is such an honor for me to introduce him to you. We have been working together. I'm not going to say how many years because it doesn't matter. That's not the relevant part, but just know it's been at least a couple.
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
Yeah,
and during those years, some incredible music has been made. Now, I would describe you first as a producer, but I also recognize you as an amazing artist, singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist. And so, because production has made you the most money, I would say that's probably why I would first describe you that way. And that's also how I was introduced to you. But I think that one of the main questions that has been burning for me, and one of the main reasons I brought you to the show is, well, first, let me just preface this with most of the singers that I am, for lack of a better word, targeting with Sing by Numbers, that I want to, reach out and hand them these tools, don't really know that they need them, right? They're kind of going, well, I'm a great singer. I'm out here, I'm making money. Some of them are working, some of them are in choirs, some of them are doing a cappella, some of them are on Broadway. So they're like, I'm getting by already. Why would I need this? And so, because I know you are one of the most prolific, I can't help but use the word nerd. This is the Nerdy Music Talk Show. So you're very nerdy.
I am a nerd.
You're a nerd. And that's why I love you. I love nerds, and nerds make the most money, guys. Remember the nerds in school when we were in high school? There was the nerd in the corner, not getting all the girls, getting them grades. And that's the one who turns into Bezos or Musk or any of the,
they're all CEOs now.
The footballers, well, they stopped playing football.
All your quarterbacks, bosses now.
Exactly. So thank you for being so nerdy. So do me a favor and just tell me, in your experience, how many singers have you encountered who did know their numbers? Is that a thing that you search for? Or when you discover a singer does know their numbers, how does that change your experience or desire or opinion or any of that?
I'm going to connect the numbers a little bit to actually sight reading. Okay. So when, when you say how many singers have I worked with, I couldn't count it, over the years I've been doing this. hundreds, thousands, I don't know, many, 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 many singers. And there's, of course, a lot of raw talent that is just capable of singing anything. But you'll see a big difference in learning new material when it comes to people that have a little bit more understanding of scales, intervals, and like you say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or do re mi fa sol la ti do. It all comes down to the same thing: understanding what position you are in the scale. Are you in a minor key? Are you in a major key? What is my note in relationship to that chord? Is it a 9? Is it a 7? Is it the root? Is it the third? And this all, from a beginning level on, it helps you just to learn the song quicker and faster. And then when you want to take it to the next level and you get to, okay, now let me make it my song. Now you can get away from just, I understand where this is now numerically. Where can I take it numerically to the 9s and the major 7s, and maybe, go really out and go sharp 11 and do some crazy stuff. But you wouldn't know that until you understand really scales and just music theory, It's so important. I mean, it's like, our visitors here don't know this, but I teach at Full Sail University, and I see a lot of students that their dream is to become producers, and they don't play an instrument. And I'm like, how exactly does that work for you? Like, how do you drive a car without knowing what a steering wheel is?
That part.
Like, I know you love cars, and I know you love the sound of the engine, but if you don't know how a steering wheel works and how the clutch works and how the brakes work, how are you going to drive that car? Right?
Totally.
Right. So this is like, learn the basics. You don't have to be, Andre Andretti on the Formula One race car track. You don't have to be the best, but you have to know the basics. And for that, it's so important to get to that certain level of understanding the scales, understanding chords, what are minors and majors, how, what is a chord progression. And that doesn't just make you a quicker learner, but a better musician. And I think that's really the main thing that I see with singers a lot is they think they're singers, not musicians.
That part. That's exactly the part.
Right, you're still a musician.
I'm trying to make singers into musicians.
But that's the thing; they don't think they are. I
feel like people don't
that's a big
see
problem
us that way.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that too? Like, musicians also are like, there's musicians and then there's singers. So when we walk into the room, they're like, oh, it's us, and then there's the singer.
Oh, that's the singer. Yeah, he's just gonna sing.
Yeah, because the singer probably doesn't know.
And you know what? Most singers deserve that. Because they don't practice. They have this God, and that's really the problem. I mean, even musicians have to have a God-given gift to learn the guitar, to learn the bass, to learn the keys, to hear the notes, to not be tone deaf, right? To have certain qualities. The problem is when you're a singer and you can hit notes and you got a nice tone, you're already given 80% of it. Right. You have to work so hard like they do trying to learn every fingering on the guitar. And they spend 3-4 hours a day practicing these scales. And we go sing for 10 minutes. We're like, oh, I'm really good.
Yeah. Well, and also there is a point of diminished returns. If I sing for 3 or 4 hours, then my instrument becomes tired, right? Then I need a rest and I get to recover because it's also my body. So it's an organic instrument.
Your breath, your everything,
Yeah.
That's at 3 hours. You're good. Because I mean, most people don't last 2.
Exactly. I personally don't really last 3, frankly. I mean, I don't want to have to last 3. I'm like, I'm gonna give it to you. And then, it's like a concentrated effort because in 3 to 5 minutes, I'm either making you cry, making you feel something, or not.
And then taking breaks, right, is so important too, right? When you're doing these, when you have these marathon sessions, I got to record this whole song today, all the background vocals. You can't just plow through in 3 hours. You can't do it. By the end, you get to that 3 hours, it's all garbage,
Now
you
you need a
know?
break. You need to go have a
You need to
tea. You need to
constantly
breathe.
break
You
and
need to, yeah, you get to,
absolutely.
and preserving, knowing this is, now we're getting into a whole other thing. But if I am going to record a
yeah,
song with 56 vocals on it, I get to go in order. What
yeah,
we don't want to do is come out and do all the ad libs and the wailing first. No, you do all the softest backgrounds first, and you
right.
lay down all the parts. That's your warm up as well.
Yeah,
Now you have all your beds laid. Now
yeah.
you can. All right. So we're not here with the
Yeah, right,
tutorial
right. We're
on
not
how to
talking about
record.
production.
However, so get back to the question. You said you've worked with hundreds, if not thousands, of singers, and how many of them blew your mind when it came to their musicianship, when it came to their knowledge? And have you ever noticed a big difference? Like, wow, that one really knows.
You know,
Or has it not really been a thing for you?
so, the thing is, I can't mention any names.
That's okay. For those who will
Um,
not be named,
but we will
you
not
can
name
say,
names. But
but
I've
it
worked with
rhymes
some of
with
the
no.
most incredible singers on this planet, you
Yes, you
know?
have.
And, um, the one thing that I see is they depend on their musicians a lot to teach
Mm,
them the parts. If you
mm,
are somebody that's, the lead singer of a song, you're gonna learn a song, you have all day to do it, fine. It's not gonna matter if you know notes or numbers or scales or chords, because you got all the time in the world. But if you're somebody that's gonna come into my session and I got this part for you, and I want you to sing this, and I ain't got 2 hours for you to learn this part. I want you to go in and do it in the second take, right?
right,
Because I got 3 more other singers to come in and do this today. You know, if
right.
that you don't find much, and that's really sad. Now, I've worked a lot on Disney, Universal, and some other productions, and those singers can all read. And
Right.
it's literally they go in, they look at the chart, they go in, they discuss it. They don't even sing it. They're like, this note right here, is that real? Is that for okay? That's right. Okay. Just making sure. Blah, 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 blah. I play the thing and they're singing it right the first time. It's just mind blowing,
That's
you
amazing.
know. And,
Yeah.
and then they go, oh, and I was like, wow. And they're like, that was shit. Let's do it one more time. you know, I was like, okay.
If you
You know,
say so.
if you
So
say so.
my goal with Sing by Numbers is to create those types of beasts, but
Yeah,
without them needing to go and spend all of the Berkeley monies or the
right.
Berkeley years. And what we're doing is we're giving you the cheat codes, really. We're like, here, just use the numbers. You don't need to, because for me, like learning to read, that was like too intense. So many
Sight
little
reading sucks.
sight reading sucks. I mean,
Oh, it
it's an
sucks.
amazing skill. And
Let me tell
but
you,
this
when I
art
first
of
came
it,
to Berkeley, um, um, first of all, I couldn't read for nothing because I had cheated my teachers the entire time. They would, even on the piano, they would like giving me the score, and I'd be like, "Can you just show me one time?" And they'd be like playing it, and I'd be like watching it, and then I go, and then I play it too, looking at the notes like I'm reading. I did that for years, cheating them. So when I came to Berkeley, I couldn't read for shit.
you sneaky cheeky.
But now they're here, go like sing this melody. And I'm like,
Uh,
okay. So I had to learn solfege.
yeah,
That's the method. That's the method there. But I gotta tell you, solfege doesn't help you with major and minor, which is really the hard part for me, which I love, why I love singing by numbers.
yeah,
Because 3 is still 3. It's not flat 3.
right.
Right? It's just confusing.
We don't need to say
Singing
3
do,
minor.
re, mi, or do, re, mi.
Oh, God.
It's like too complicated for my brain,
Right.
Any ways you can simplify that. Because
Yes.
here's the part that makes singing even harder than like playing a saxophone or a guitar. We have to read words at the same time.
Right.
That's what always freaked me out. I was like, I can read the melody, but how am I going to read the melody and the words?
And
Like
words.
my brain can't do it. How do you guys do this?
Well,
This
you
is
can.
insane.
It's more practice. So I think about
Practice.
drummers all the time, right? Drummers are
Yeah.
there's
You're
6,
reading 5 lines at the same
right,
time.
6
Well, what
muscles.
the hell?
6 memories. It's like their brain gets divided
Yeah,
into
it's sick.
all these different,
Yeah.
parts. And the singer
Bernstein.
is similar. We have
You know,
lyrics, we have
Bernstein was
melody.
he was able to read an 18-part score of an orchestra, 18 on the piano at the same time.
Who?
Bernstein.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then, because he had what we call total recall, he could play you that after he played it one time a year later perfectly.
Whoa. He was like that guy from Suits. Did you ever see Suits? That lawyer could
Yeah,
like look
yeah,
at the page
yeah.
and then recite.
Yeah, and then knows it
the line.
photographic memory, but he had
Yeah.
total recall for music.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, there's some really genius people out there, you know. I
And
know I ain't
you
got none
are
of
one
that.
of them, Fight Ren. I'm so
No, I
excited to
don't.
have you here. You
No,
are a genius.
no,
And I
no,
have
no.
been learning from you for so long and I have learned so much from you. Honestly, like you took me under your wing when I was a baby and you taught me how to record. You taught me so much about writing and production. I now can produce myself at home and I'm eternally grateful for you.
Well, I'm eternally
And
grateful for your talent and you people skills and lovely person you are. That's
Thank
why I'm
you.
grateful for.
Oh,
So,
thanks. Well, so we brought in a couple of your tunes today that we get
mhm.
to play for people. And the first one I want to play is an incredible artist. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Omar?
Which one is this, Omar?
Yeah.
So this is Omar was on The Voice in 2023. He was a finalist, went into the top 3, the last top 3, was beaten by a country boy. He's one of the most incredible range singers I've ever worked with. He's
Such a
just
beast.
stupid. He's just stupid. It's a level of wow, he's good, and then they're stupid, right? That's right above good. And I've worked with him for a year on this. It's about a 7-song album that we did with a couple of remixes called Genesis. I think this song is Lightspeed. Is that the one you
Yep.
took,
I'm
right?
going to pull it up right now.
And I
So
like
let's
this one
see.
in particular because it's like my thought of what pop music, when it combines future beats and pop and vocals, layers, EDM, electronic, but a little R&B. Like it's a combination of so many things, and that's why I really love it. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to hear the most incredible voice of the century. This is Omar Cardona and Lightspeed.
So I'm not hearing anything.
You're not hearing it?
No. I'm not hearing it. So you must be not routing it to this.
Well, let me try again because we tested it before we started.
Oh, okay. I hear a little bit on your speakers.
That's no bueno. We're going to start this again because let's get it right. We tested it and it worked. So stand by, kids. I love technology. I've got my Spotify up as high as it goes. I'm going to remove it.
And then how do you capture it inside this, what's it called?
I do this thing called
StreamYard?
Present. And then I share screen and then I share
And
the
share
window.
audio. And
And
share
to
audio
share
when you do it.
audio, share tab instead. Oh,
Okay.
I see. Okie dokie. Stand by, kids. We get to do it all
You got
again. You know.
Oh. Dum 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 da 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 da.
Hey,
Weather
why don't
report.
you play us something on your guitar while we're waiting? Because it's literally now sending an authorization code.
You know what that is?
Oh,
playing that? Yes, that's it. Oh, 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 that's high. Oh, not warmed up. Oh, oh, send one you love with a dozen roses. Make sure that he knows it. It's power from your heart.
Oh, ah, ah. All right, so it's asking me to share a tab. Not sure how to do this, honestly. Weird. It worked perfectly during the thing. All right. Well, I'm going to share this and we'll see how it goes, guys.
Let's see what happens. I mean, I can always play it from Apple Music if you want me to.
Now you don't hear it?
I don't. I hear something in the background, like on your speaker, maybe coming through your microphone. I'm not sure.
What a shame. Dexter, can you hear it?
No. I can hear it too.
Can I share my screen?
All right. So that was such a sad. That's so sad because I really want to play this for everyone. Let's try if you share your screen.
Okay.
But it should work at this point. I'm
That's
doing
okay.
all the things it's asking me to do. Here, I'm going to try one last thing. We're adding the whole thing into. Woo! Okay. Does it go in like this? Can you see Spotify? No, you cannot. What a shame. Still nothing.
No, now we see no. Mm-mm.
Oh, it was such a great intro and everything. You know, sometimes you can't have your dreams. Well, maybe we save this and we try again another day. I think for right now, the only way to make this happen is if you send me an MP3.
I can probably do that. Let me see.
Okay.
I can probably have it somewhere. Glad I'm in the studio right now.
I know. Lucky us. You know, sometimes technology just it forces you into new conversations, which is fine.
And you know, the number one rule about fixing something in the studio is just turn it off and turn it back on.
Right.
But we can't do that.
Right. I mean, we would just lose our connection. But you guys, this is totally worth the wait.
This is old.
First of all, not only is Omar such an incredible vocalist, and his voice, every time I hear him, I'm like, it shouldn't be allowed for somebody to have that flexibility, speed, and range.
Where can I send it in the chat?
Just send it to my email, I guess.
Oh, okay. You sure I can just send it in the chat?
I don't know.
Looks like I can send attachments in there. Let me see.
Try it. We're learning on the fly in public, guys. That's what's happening.
No, you can't. Oh, yeah. Too bad.
I know. Okay. This ain't Zoom. This is not Zoom. But shout out to StreamYard. And we get to make a note for StreamYard's help department that we should be allowed to share a window with sound.
Oh. Yeah, it's a little more complicated with Zoom as well, because you actually have. Are you on a Mac?
I am.
So you actually have to set your audio out on the computer to go out of Zoom. That's the only way.
But it does it easy. On Zoom, it's super easy for me.
Yeah.
You just hit share sound. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Which I did here, and it didn't work. But the goal for playing the song is that we get to analyze what the melody is. So if this doesn't work, we're going to pull out the guitar. This is what's wonderful about working with musicians and multi-instrumentalists.
Okay, why is your email not popping up? Because I'm on the wrong server. Okay, 1 second. I'm almost there. I'm going as fast as I can. HoneyLaRochelle@gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay. And
I'm going to
put
play
the
this
song-
30-second Omar video, different Omar video, but I'm going to play that for the people for a sec. I'm going to take us off the stage and play this.
Me? What can I say about Honey? Fantastic singer. Wicked vocalist. Like a gymnastic in vocals. We've done some wicked music together. We've been on tour. We've even done a duet together called Research. Fantastic. You want to check this out. My name, Omar. And I love her bad. See you later.
All right. Looks like we have a song. Just kidding. I'm just pressing all of the buttons on Earth now. Yeah, there you go. Look at you, quick with the quickness now.
That's the number one thing, right? Singers got to learn.
Yeah.
Is I tell you, my best education was trying to play bass in a Black Baptist church.
That's the right place. To
Wow.
learn. That is
They're
correct.
like, hey, we're gonna do this song. I said, I never heard of this song. I'll tell you the numbers.
Don't worry.
4, and you'd be talking to Mike. 5, 1, 4, 3, 6. I'm like, just like
Thank
wow.
God you knew your numbers that day.
Oh
Hallelujah.
man. Yes.
All right.
And
I
that's-
got
that's
it.
all gospel
We are
musicians
ready.
do. Yeah. Okay, let's play it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Omar Cardona, produced by Fight Ren the Viking. This is Lightspeed. Finally.
Kind of low. Can you turn up? Okay. It's probably unmasked version.
Used to be we were
There, cool.
worlds apart, but there's no telling with a heart. Some things happen by design. Finally, our two worlds align. I could be Superman, fly as fast as I can. Let me be your Superman, and I swear I'll be there when you call me. I'm flying through the sky like speed. Maybe I'll be there when you need me. I'll keep you warm in outer space. You and me together, otherworldly. I'm flying through the sky like speed. Maybe I'll be there when you need it. Call me when you wanna play. I will come back and believe it. I'm flying through the sky like speed. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Whoa. I'm flying through the sky like speed. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Whoa. Introduce you to
All
my
right, ladies and
superpower.
gentlemen.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this amazing production, by the way. My God.
Thank you.
So good. So
He's B flat minor.
okay. So if you're playing this, for instance, with a band, you would just say B flat minor. You could tell them the numbers and they could hit that chorus and play it.
Right. So flying on the light speed. It's a bass note. That's
It's a
flat
6.
6, 5,
Mhm.
4, 1, 1, 7.
Yep.
6, 5, 4, 1, 1, 7.
So y'all notice what he did. He went to the bass line. He went to the line of the music. I always say when you're looking for the one, usually the bass
Look
line.
for the
give
bass.
it-
That's it. That's it. The bass, I wouldn't say 100% of the time, but most of the time, plays the root of the chord.
Right.
And if you're not sure where the one is of a song, just sing through it.
Mhm.
Which notes work? They all work here, but this feels like it's the root.
That's right.
Right?
Feels like home. Exactly. And
This is
then
like
I would
you sing
ask,
all these notes, and somewhere around they center. They're like, oh, there it is, right?
there it is.
And that's
Right.
now you
And it's
know
such a
that's
hard
your
thing to
one.
describe. Like when you're trying to teach somebody new who has never tried that. Now there's incredible singers who still are like, you say, where's the one or what's the root? They're like,
Right.
huh? I don't know what you're talking about. So that's a great way to describe it. But of course, if you were brand new and you'd never heard this concept before, that would probably sound intimidating. I would probably want something more crunchy to try.
How do you do it?
That's how I do it. I go for the bass line and I try and find the one note that I could sing pretty much straight the whole time.
It always
Like,
fits.
that I could hold and it kind of
Yeah.
works all the time. There's some notes that just definitely don't. There's a couple that will kind of work most of the time, and then there's one that will work.
It
The
also
whole
feels like to me it centers, right? If you're
Mhm.
singing all these notes right here, but not the one,
There
right?
you go.
It just centers, right? It's just,
Yep.
it's just, oh, this feels like everything is based
Home.
around this,
Yes.
right? And
I
that's
always say
how,
it feels like home. It feels like
yeah, you just
it's
sing all the
landed.
notes, like sing everything you hear, and then you find like, oh, this note feels like everything is around it. It's like the center of the circle, and everything surrounds it.
That's right. It's the queen bee.
Yeah, it's a
So
queen bee.
then,
That's it.
so then the next question is it major or minor? Because then once you know that, then you know what your 3 is going to be, what your 6 is going to be.
Right.
This one is obviously minor.
It's a and I feel like a lot of people struggle with that, but
Mhm.
get away from trying to figure out the scale first, but listen to how it makes you feel.
Mm.
Right? It's not happy.
Right.
Right? And right there, that tells you if it's not happy, it's not major. Because
If it
major is happy.
space.
Yeah. So you can always tell when something is major right away, and minor seems to be a little bit more of a struggle. Now it's very tricky because once you get into theory, you understand that C major is the same as A minor. So
Mm.
we get this discussion all the time. Well, this song started on the C chord, but it mostly lands on an A minor. So which key is it? Well, how does it make you feel?
Right. And that's such an important part inside of Sing by Numbers as I've been creating this course. So many songs that in my mind, I'm calling myself an expert, right?
Yeah.
And I'm out
Yeah.
here like I can teach you how to sing by
Yeah.
numbers. Even me, often I will be like, that's obviously 3, 4, 5 or 1, 2, 3, but it's 3, 4, 5 because,
Mhm.
and actually that happened this morning. What song was I analyzing just this morning? Anyway, it happens all the time where it's A minor or it's the relative minor.
Right.
And I'm going, it works better for me to hear it as 1, 2, 3. It works better for me to identify that this is 1, 2, 3, even though technically it's 3, 4, 5. But it allows me to sing those perfect intervals. So sometimes, even though it's not technically correct, the numbers are fluid like that. I can move them around and it'll still work. Oh, I know I need to play a whole step and then another whole step.
Right. And I
Right,
think
a
also
whole
that
and a
there
whole.
are songs that have both, right? There might be a verse that's in C major, but then they completely kind of make it more of a minor bass in the chorus or vice versa, right?
And then there's
Where
my
I don't know,
favorite
do you follow
song.
that with your numbers then? Do you make the minor 1 then when it does that, or do you stay at 6?
I would probably change key. So for
Mhm.
instance, the best example I can come up with is Amy Winehouse, I'm No Good. She goes, meet you downstairs at the bar. That's 1, 2, 3, 3, 7, 1, 2, 1, 6, 5, 7, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3. Right? That's the
Mhm.
verse.
Okay.
And then the pre ga 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 ba ba da ba da ba da ba 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 da ba ba da boo 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 ba da ba da ba ba da da da. So now we know what key we're in, and
That
then
definitely sounds minor, everything that you did.
100%. But
Right.
then the chorus Da, 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 da. Now she's on the 4 because they've changed key.
Oh,
Like I knew I would. I told ya. That's the new one.
wow.
Trouble. Oh,
Yeah, that's a key change. That's
that's a
very
key
strong key
change.
change. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when you change key, I would probably change key with it.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
but in this case, I've already been like, but 1, 2, 3, 3, 7, 1, 2, 1, 6, right? And then it's I cheated myself. I would go 7, 1, 2, 7, 1, even though, because for me on the fly, if I'm working fast, I just need to know what steps to take,
Okay. Okay.
right? I need to know that I'm 1 below where I am, then I am where I am, then I'm 1 above where I am,
Right,
right?
right,
I
right,
just need to know where to land
right.
in order to be correct. But
Mhm.
if I were analyzing the song, and where the nerdy part comes in is it's so exciting to discover that that's a 4. Now you can go into the circle of fourths and go, oh my gosh, now there's these awesome
Right,
formulas
right.
available and there's all this magic, and that is where it gets really fascinating and fun.
Absolutely.
But for
Absolutely.
use in the world, I would definitely just be like 7, 1, 2, 7, 1. You know what I
Interesting.
mean?
Yeah, and I think that's gonna be a personal preference too for some people. They might just be
100%.
might be easier for them to hear that 1 and go, okay, this is now if it's 7 in 1, then it's 4. What is that then in 4? Whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
so see, it requires calculation. And
yeah, right, right.
when we're working fast, if you said you had all these singers coming in with their sheet and they could just read what's on the page like they're reading English. They're just
Yeah,
reading the lines and they're singing back the intervals perfectly. Well, in Sing by Numbers, we want to create people who can do that. But
yes.
you would just have your own shorthand. So
And that's actually great because you completely key signature independent when you do the
completely
numbers.
fluid.
Completely. It doesn't matter how many flats and sharps are there. You do need to kind of realize what you're in. So if you see the 5
That's
flats,
it.
in D flat or B flat minor, and then okay, B flat is my root. This is not the B flat.
Right.
See the first note, and then you
Well,
go, okay,
we
this
would
is 3.
we would never even think, oh, B flat or D flat. We would literally always
The
only
1.
think the 1.
1. Yeah, yeah, right,
And the
right.
1 can move, which is what's
Mhm.
so beautiful about it.
Right. It
It
moves
gives
all
you
over the
so
gap.
much freedom.
It's like playing guitar. Think about it, right? It's like playing guitar. This
Come
is B
closer
flat
to your mic.
major, right? This is C major. This is D major. Do you see my hand changing?
No.
It's just
Ugh.
moving up,
And it's the
right?
same shape of a chord.
It's the shape of a chord, right?
Beautiful.
Minor, 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 minor. That's just so different with the guitar than the piano, where you have
Right.
to learn the black and the white keys. Here, once you know a major 7 chord, you can play it all over the neck,
Wow.
right? And it's
I
always
should
the
cut
same
my
fingering.
nails and finally learn to play guitar. I've been so committed to being a long-nailed girl that I've
Oh no, you can't do that.
squandered my
I can't even
guitar
play
playing.
keyboard. I couldn't even imagine playing keyboards with long nails. Click, click,
How
click,
does Dolly Parton do it?
click, 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 click. Flat. Flat.
No,
You gotta
Dolly
play
Parton
flat.
is the most amazing guitar player, and she has these long claw nails.
There's no way. This is not
Yes.
possible.
It's possible. Watch videos of her. She
I
is
gotta
an
say,
alien,
can you play
non-human
flat?
freak of
I guess you
nature.
could play flat. If it's simple chords, but no way she's doing a barré chord. There's just no
I mean,
way.
she's playing exquisite chords and she's picking. She does a lot of like finger picking.
Now nails. See, that's what when I used to play a lot of guitar. These were all super short, and these were as long as I could get them.
Oh, to pick, but hers are like. Anyway, we
Anyway,
digress.
we're getting away from numbers.
We digress a lot.
We digress.
Before we go, I really wanted to play these other songs, but unfortunately the technology is just going to make it so that we can't get into
Well, it's okay.
But
people can go to renmusic.com. There's a lot of stuff on there. They can check it out. You
awesome.
can go to All Music and just type in Fight Ren, and it will come right up.
And
you can
Fight
find
is spelled
my album.
VEIT.
Yeah, and you can find my album under Fate. Now, since when I did this album several years back, There was nobody else with FATE. Now there's like 15 other artists using the
Are
same
you
name.
kidding me?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But it is what it is. It's no big
Cultures.
deal. I should have written it exactly the way I write it now, and that way you only be one. But when you type Fate in, yeah, but I'm still number one here, so good. You'll
Good.
find my album is called Overdue, and you can hear me sing. Honey wrote half of this album. Some of the most incredible songs. I think
They're so good.
if anybody known would have recorded that song I Do, it would have been an international smash hit.
Well, it's not
Because
too
your
late.
writing on that is just stupid.
You know, I still light a candle for all of our songs. You know, I feel like back in the day, you had one shot and then it was like, oh, now it's old and you can't. There's some reason we make up some story in our head that we couldn't re-release it or give it another shot. But now the industry is so different.
Oh, it's so
First
different.
of all, we could re-release everything in brand new packaging. And there's all these different mediums now. Like there's these sync albums that are just for sync, but that get released publicly in order to. Anyway, we're digressing again.
No, but that's important, you know, for anybody that's also singing, is because people forget there's so many ways to make money. Right.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, we all love what we do. Right. And
But if you're not making money, you can't afford to do it.
But you can't afford to do it. So you got to figure out how to treat this as a business. Now, one of the main things that you try to teach them is to be fast and good at your business. That way people will call you back to the sessions and do session work, right? Or to come in and do a gig and learn all 10 songs 2 hours before the show. Right. There's like people that do that. I just want to smack like you. Like, how the hell do you do that? It takes me a week to learn 10 songs, you know?
Well, I don't really learn them. I just write my shorthand and then I read them.
Yeah,
So-
but that's stupid. It's just, yeah. I don't know how. My brain couldn't do it. If I have a lead sheet with chords on it, I can play it, you know?
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
that's what
Yeah,
we do with the numbers. We just write our
Yeah.
lyrics and we put our numbers underneath them and we just read them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
you can
business,
do it.
man, there's so many ways to make money.
Making music.
Making
Yeah.
music, but you have to have a business mind. That's the thing.
Yeah. So
You
one of
got
the
treated
things
like a business.
I've been doing inside of Sacred Artistry, which is one of the programs in the academy, is I've been coaching artists on learning how to navigate the industry, how to make offers, how to make the most of what you have. Because sometimes you're only using 20% of your capacity and you think you've exhausted it all and you're missing out, you're leaving money on the table. And so in Sacred Artistry, it's really about, you know, remembering who the hell you are, remembering that you are important, you matter. There's a reason you were born now in this timeline, and therefore let's use every part of your gift. And a lot of it has to do with things that have nothing to do with music, but that would support the music. So we work on all of that.
I think that's a little, you know, probably one of the most overlooked things for people is, you know, attacking it that way. That, and that's good that you do that, because they need to learn that. It's so important. Yeah.
It's no point in being incredibly talented. Even incredibly talented people can be never found by the masses. But there's less talented people who put a little more attention and intention around the business of it.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
those are the
isn't
ones.
that true? Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the whole problem nowadays.
Yeah.
It's the people are successful that are great at social media. You know, that's it. It's not the talented people. The talent, the most of the great talent in this world you haven't heard or seen of. You know,
Right, because they're
they're
too busy
practicing.
making music to make.
Because they're practicing right now.
I
Because they're
think about
practicing.
Prince a lot, because Prince did practice 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know, he practiced all the time, but he was so phenomenal. He also, yeah, I mean, back then they didn't have social media, so it was really just about being out in the streets, doing shows, a lot of shows,
Yeah.
performing a lot.
And that's practicing too. There's no
That's
better
practice.
practice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
Well,
one
I
thing
love
I think
you.
I want to tell all singers, you know, it's like, I know God gave you a gift, but treat it like an instrument. And that
Mhm.
means if you don't do at least half an hour to an hour a day of actual practicing, I am not talking about singing.
Mm.
It's not singing, you being in the kitchen singing, or I just sang for 30 minutes in the kitchen.
Yeah.
No, that is not practicing, right? Go practice your numbers, practice your scales, explore your range, and most importantly, learn your different tones.
Mm.
Because that's one thing that singers don't work on enough. It's like
Mm.
you do not have one tone. You probably, every singer I know probably has about 4 or 5 tones and mixtures in between, right? It's like Jay Farrow of Saturday Night Live, who can sound like Jay-Z and then next second like
Right.
Jamie Foxx, right? I mean, we all have that. And this is what we do
Right.
when we sing. If you know, that's why I hate like producing myself singing, because I catch myself listening to it afterwards and I'm like, wow, that's a 16-year-old boy and that's a grown man. How is that on the same record? Right?
Oh, we're such judgy people when we're working on ourselves. You know,
Yeah.
it might just sound amazing. How about that? It could
Yeah,
also
but you
just
know,
sound
tone
amazing.
consistency is something that really people got to work on, because we tend to switch our tones when we get tired.
Mm.
When we've sang for a while and now suddenly our tone gets a little tighter, we start pulling up a little more, you know,
Mm.
and those are the things that the more you practice every day, the less that's going to be an issue, you know?
Yeah.
So treat it like an instrument and practice every day. 30 minutes minimum, you know?
Singers, you heard it here first. Myself included. Fight Ren, the legend, who has the best advice, who has worked with so many of us and has seen it all. We just need to listen to what he says, guys. It's been such a treat having you. Thank you for taking your time out today and joining us on our little nerdy talk show. And we will see you soon.
I'll be back.
Good. We'll figure out our
Sure.
time. Come back and we'll play all your hits.
All right.
Your hits. Ladies and gentlemen, go check them out. renmusic.com, RENN music.com. Fight Ren is one to watch. He's been in a lot of the music that you know and love, and you'll be pleasantly surprised when you check out his website. Much love, you guys. Peace.
Love you.
Love you.